Jake Stevenson here with McLean's RV out of Dallas, Texas. Today we've got Rob O'Neill, Grand Design, right in front of their brand new Lineage transit van.
Yeah, this is the all new LVT1, which is a luxury adventure van on the all-wheel drive Ford Transit chassis. Really excited to showcase it here. This is really the first show that we've had it in. And we've really brought a lot of industry firsts into the luxury adventure van segment. So we're excited about the all-wheel drive Ford Transit platform. There's a lot of great features. What feedback have you gotten so far, Jake?
There's been a massive demand in this industry for a off-road adventure van in gas on a all-wheel drive chassis, and we are ultra excited to see this platform and have it live here at this Dallas show.
Absolutely. I'm just going to go through some quick features on the outside and the inside, and really just give you a sneak peek into what we feel is going to really change the landscape of that luxury adventure segment. So you kind of touched on it. People are looking for a gas platform versus a diesel. You know, historically for this kind of overland adventure van segment, the only chassis that's been, 4x4 all-wheel drive has been the Mercedes, right? There's a lot of chassis nuance that goes along with the Mercedes that the all-wheel drive Ford Transit kind of fixes or addresses, right? So you've got gas versus diesel. You don't have to worry about DEF or DPF. There's 3,000 service networks from Ford, where Mercedes has just over 300. So you've got 10x, service locations if you're on the road somewhere and you need chassis service. So we really feel that, more horsepower, more torque, 1,000 pounds more GVWR. So we can put more stuff into it. In turn, customers can put more stuff into it. We really think that this is going to change the landscape of that. So, go ahead.
And this thing is ultra feature heavy, right?
Mm-hmm.
So why don't we start on the outside, make our way in, dive into what some of the stuff that makes this different looks like.
Yeah. So we'll kind of start up here at the front. If you can see here, we do a Ford Raptor style front end. We do some rhino lining here on the front bumper. So it just gives it a different look on the outside than anything else on the Ford Transit chassis. We do have KO2 tires. It does have Falcon shocks standard on it. We do these really nice, kind of aggressive style running boards, but they're not too aggressive where they kind of cut your feet if you're barefoot. This is in our Avalanche gray. You can also do a darker carbonized gray. Kind of give you a sneak peek into here. Both the seats swivel around. That's a standard feature on the Transit chassis. I do want to highlight one thing though. We do, in both of our headrests, we do have a safe. So just a little bit more security. You have that on both of your headrests, right? Another thing to kind of showcase here up front, we do have a really nice light bar, and it does have a motor on it. So in some states, you can't have a forward-facing light bar, right? It's because you can kind of blind people in oncoming traffic. So if you stay right there, I'm going to showcase that. So you can quickly flip that back around. You're not going to blind anybody that's driving ahead of you. You've got the legless jarred awning. I do want to say one of our really popular options that you can get on this is actually a solar awning. So standard without the pop top, you got 400 watts of solar on the roof, but you can add the solar awning, which adds an additional 720 watts of solar.
Incredible.
So kind of dive into some of the other options on here. Starlink is an option. This unit that we're going to look at today has Starlink. Adjustable Falcon shocks is an option. One that we're going to look here today has the adjustable Falcon shocks. You can get a pop top and a solar awning. Those options are not showcased on this unit here today. So other exterior features, we've got this table right here. This table is really nice. It can kind of swivel around like this. You can have more room, less room. It does snap in here. It snaps in on the inside of the unit, and then it kind of stows on the underside of the flip-up bed, which we can kind of talk about when we get in on the inside. Really nice pull-out drawer refrigerator here. So it does have a freezer. You can access it from the inside or the outside. So it just gives you a lot of flexibility here on your campsite. Moving down the unit, we do these custom cutouts. All of our windows are acrylic, so they open all the way. So you can get a nice cross breeze in there. It does have day-night shades. We'll probably talk a little bit more in depth about that on the inside. Jake, can you snap that tape? Well, I just want to shut the door real quick and kind of talk about the Falcon shocks. So right here you have your adjustable Falcon shocks back here. So you've got this on your rear axle tires. You can adjust the compression on those to stiffen it or loosen it, which is something, you know, in that overland space is definitely highly sought after, is to have that suspension upgrade. In fact, even on towable RVs right now, that's probably the #1 thing people are looking at is independent suspension or suspension upgrades. So really, really popular feature in that regard. Moving back to the rear of the unit, we do have a spare tire carrier, so you can mount a spare tire back here if you'd like to. One thing that we're really, really excited about, we're industry first, it's got a mini split air conditioner on it, right? So a company called SDG makes the air conditioner for us, 20,000 BTUs. Your compressor is actually underneath the chassis, right? And that's where it's designed to be. It's up underneath there. You can recharge that Freon at any, any Ford service network or dealership network can kind of recharge that Freon if you need that air conditioner recharge. But that's where it's designed to be mounted, right? And we do the mini split for a couple different reasons, right? It's 20,000 BTUs, but we have more space on the roof when we have that split system, right? So we're the only adventure van that ducts AC to their pop top. So when you get that pop top option, especially down here in Texas, right? It's really hot. So customers they never have AC ducted to their pop top. So it's always 120 degrees up there, wherever they're camping. So there's a 20-degree offset. So if it's 90 degrees outside, it's going to be 20 degrees in their pop top. So that's, some of the advantages of that mini split system and the oversized BTUs. You also have more room for solar too, right? So without the pop top, you've got 400 watts of solar. With the pop top, you'd have 300 watts of solar. Looking back into the rear of the unit, this kind of shows you the view of the inside. So really nice, flat style cabinetry. We do have the travel locks, which I enjoy. You've got your cargo storage tray here. You've got easy access to storage in here as well. You do even have a hamper that you can hook up in here. But this is kind of where all your window shades, your power cord, et cetera, are going to store. Over here, this is in this cabinet, this is where all your power systems are. This is a 48 volt unit, right? So you've got 8,400 watt hours of lithium batteries standard. There's room to expand that by double if you'd like. So you can have 16,000 watt hours. It's got a 3,000 watt Lithionics inverter charger. So that's going to run everything in this unit. There's no generator on this unit, right? Unit itself is a generator. So you've got a secondary alternator directly from Ford. Being that it's a 48 volt system, it's going to charge 4 times faster than your typical 12 volt systems will. But again, that 48 volt system allows you to run your 48 volt air conditioner. So just gives you maximum flexibility, right? There's also no propane on this. It has a built-in induction cooktop, which is something that this segment is really highly sought after. They don't have to, it's a single fuel source unit. They don't have to worry about, again, diesel, DEF, DPF, filling LP. All they have to do is fill their gasoline, right? Your furnace is also a gasoline furnace, and there is a emergency cutoff, so you can't run yourself out of gasoline running your furnace, and that draws about 1 gallon in 24 hours. So a lot of flexibility in that regard.
All right, Rob, so can you tell me a little bit more about what we've got going on the inside of this adventure van?
Yeah, absolutely. So this is a really good view of the cockpit here, showcasing the standard swivel seats here. They both do swivel around. We do a custom seat recover. I really like the stitching that we do. It's a really high-end material. It's got a nice feel, so it's going to be comfortable on those long road trips.
One of the pieces of feedback we've gotten so far at the show is just how comfortable these seats are.
Yeah, and that's again looking at just the ergonomics of the chassis and the luxury fit and finish that we have attention to detail here, because we do that same stitching on your bench seat here. For those long haul trips, if you're going to be spending an extended amount of time in your van, yeah, it's unparalleled in that regard.
Quite possibly the most important part.
Yeah. Another great feature is going to be the, like I said, the acrylic windows, but we do the panoramic skylight up here too. So really just opens up that space and helps capture those views wherever your travels may take you.
And for those concerned, right, my biggest concern when I saw this was it's going to let in more heat, but it actually has a higher heat value.
Yeah, so it's like a dual pane acrylic, so you do have that air gap in there, so it's going to have more R value than a glass window would, but then you can close these shades and cut that off too.
So Rob, over here we've got 6 lit up buttons, assuming these are easily most used?
Yeah, so these are going to be really the most used features, on and off things while you're getting your camp set up and then kind of operating from the campsite. So you've got your awning in and out, you've got your water pump on and off, you've got your fan on and off, your max air fan above us, and then lights on and off. I won't toggle those because we're in here, but again, you've got access to that refrigerator inside or outside. And then kind of up here, this is your control panel area. So this is going to control your furnace right here. This button here is going to be your on-off switch for your house battery or batteries. This is going to be the on-off switch for your Lithionics inverter. And then this is going to be your Firefly control panel, which is going to control everything here on the coach. So you can tie to that from your smartphone. You can operate it right from here, so it gives you, ultimate flexibility.
Awesome. So one thing I feel like everyone's noticed and everyone's asked, where's the cooktop, Rob?
Yeah, that's a great question. We actually have it fully integrated into this countertop here. So it's kind of a hot feature in custom homes these days. So our countertop material is actually an imported Italian porcelain. And that's not just for being fancy, right? So this little nub right here, that's your center point for your induction cooktop. It's a company called InvisiCook, and then you have your controls right here. So it's automatically going to sense if you have an induction pan on there. InvisiCook has their own pans that you can order from them, but any ferrous metal is going to work in that induction cooktop space.
And what does that do for the customer?
Induction is really kind of the future of RV cooking appliances, right? Because that heat transfer is so quick.
No open flames.
And then, exactly, no open flames. And so once you get done cooking, you could immediately touch that countertop. So if you've got kids that travel with you, anything like that, if they touch that surface immediately after cooking, it's not going to burn them, or anybody really, right?
And an adventure van can only be so big, right?
Correct.
So all the space you can get, extra countertop space, phenomenal.
Yep. So yeah, we have the industry's largest kind of unobstructed countertop here. We've got the rainfall faucet. You've got the pole over here. You've got the cutting board, that countertop extender, and then you've got pop-up storage right here as well. So a really great galley, a ton of storage. One thing to highlight, and this is a golden thread for our motorized lineup. All of our drawers are going to be real wood and dovetail construction. And they're going to have that soft close feature with the travel lock. So a lot of great storage here. I'll kind of showcase that. And then, that's a really big storage drawer here, but it is also prepped for a microwave if a customer wants to have a microwave installed there. And then this is always kind of an eye catcher, place for a trash can. That's such an oversight that a lot of manufacturers miss when they're designing any RV, not just a small B van. Kind of another focal point is going to be this bathroom, and we've kind of moved back to this. Jake, do you have any comments on the bathroom? Anything you want to?
I was going to move on to this next, right? It has to be the most intuitive, innovative shower and bathroom I've seen in a B van on the market. You can really utilize the space. Grand Design knocked it out of the park with being able to have a full-size shower. It's a rain shower right above your head, and you still have a huge bathroom, and you don't lose the space when you're not using the bathroom. So a lot of great feedback been on this so far at the show, as well as since we've had this on the lot a couple of days, but very intuitive and very innovative. Love to see Grand Design continue to do things like this.
Love that feedback, and this really is kind of the focal point, and I fully believe that this bathroom system is going to change the landscape of kind of subcompact RVs. We're doing this in, obviously, the B van. We're doing it in Mercedes cutaway chassis on our 25 TK. This is called timbered doors, right? So if you notice here, this is your shower, right? And so this is your walkway through your shower. So this is kind of a multi-use space here. Hopefully, when you're camping, you spend the least amount of time in your bathroom, right? And in a B van, kind of that pressure point is typically that wet bath, right? There's only so much room in a B van. You've got to, really utilize this space. So I'll do a quick demo of this. These are kind of metal slats, these timber doors, and they roll around right here on this track. You've got that rainfall shower with 6'4" headroom in here. So when you go to take a shower, you roll this around here. You roll this side around this way. and then it closes off that space. So I'll let you kind of come in with me. You've got your Thetford toilet in here. It is a cassette toilet. Everything in here is going to be plastic, so it's meant to get wet. It is kind of a wet bath, but it really opens up that space with these tambored doors and maximizes that headroom. So moving back here, all these overhead cabinets are going to be push to open. One great feature that we have with our bedroom setup is going to be this flip down bed, but then you also have kind of like a movie theater back here, and this is going to be a standard feature on all the vans. So this flips over. It's a 54 by 80 bed, and then standard you do have a Samsung Freestyle projector, and that mounts magnetically right here. Plug that into 110, and if you want to kind of reach around me, there is a projector screen that goes up and down. So here's a view of the movie theater night. We've got the lights turned off. The projector does have built-in speakers onto it, and again, it is a smart projector that you can download apps, log into it. So it really makes it seamless to go from Netflix, Amazon Prime, HBO, whatever streaming service that you currently want to watch.
All right, Rob. So another feature we notice in here is this black padded roof, and the AC. You mentioned the mini split. It's moved all the way to the rear of the coach. Correct.
Yeah, we do the soft touch ceiling. It really helps, sound, insulation, et cetera, et cetera. It gives it that luxury feel. But another point to your, move the mini split all the way to the back. You have that 6'4" headroom pretty much all the way throughout the length of this coach before you get to the transition to the windshield. So really like that. This is kind of the view through the RV with the bed up. This would be your cargo area back here. We do have a cargo net that snaps onto here to keep your stuff from kind of sliding around. But with the bed up, you've got quite a bit of space for all the stuff. Bikes, if you had a kayak or something like that you wanted to stuff in here. Really just limitless possibilities when it comes to all the gear that you carry with you in this luxury adventure van.
Not to overcrowd you back here, but want to step into the shower. So I am all of 6'3" with shoes on, hat on, and I'm not hitting ceiling.
Yeah.
Obviously don't shower with shoes on, but this is easily the highest shower I've seen in a B van. So you get the recessed rainfall water shower head up there. It's just fantastic designs.
Yeah, correct. And that really drives home the point of the tambored door bathroom setup, that multi-use of space, having your bathroom be integrated into the rest of the RV, but easily closed off, right? Those tambored doors are very substantial, but it gives a lot of headroom and a lot of versatility into typically a pressure point in this space.
Very well done.
Rob O'Neill back up here in front of the LVT1. We really appreciate you guys watching. Excited to showcase this here at the Dallas RV Show with McLean's RV. Jake, you were a wonderful counterpart here in this video, and you guys have a wonderful day.